Hello, all you out there. It's another Friday. It's another Joel movie review. You know, it's been over a year since I've reviewed Halloween movies from the Halloween franchise. So today I'm going to go back to that and review the fourth Halloween movie, The Return of Michael Myers from 1988. When you're done watching this video, you can watch previous movie review episodes, like my video, subscribe to my channel, all that other good stuff. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, a 1988 American slasher film directed by Dwight H. Little, written by Alan B. McElroy, and starring Donald Pleasence and Danielle Harris in her film debut. It is the fourth entry in the Halloween franchise and a direct sequel to Halloween 2, and marks the return of Michael Myers, ignoring the events of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch in 1982. You know, initially, John Carpenter and co-producer Deborah Hill intended to create an anthology series, with the only first two films being connected. Halloween 4 was originally intended to be a ghost story, but after the poor reception of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch in 1982, the idea was abandoned. You see, in the development after Halloween 3, executive producer Mustafa Akkad wanted to move further with the series and bring back Michael Myers. Producer Paul Freeman, a friend of Akkad with a long list of credits to his name, explained to Fangoria magazine in 1988 that everybody came out of Halloween 3 saying, "Where's Michael?" John Carpenter was approached by Cannon Films, who had just finished 1986's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, to write and direct Halloween 4. Deborah Hill planned to produce the film while Carpenter teamed up with Dennis Etchison, who under the pseudonym Jack Martin had written novelizations for both Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, to write a script to Halloween 4. Originally, Joe Dante was Carpenter's choice in mind of director for the project. However, Akkad rejected Etchison's script, calling it too cerebral, and insisted that any new Halloween sequel must feature Michael Myers as a flesh and blood killer. In an interview, Etchison explained how he received the phone call informed him of the rejection of his script. Etchison said, "I received a call from Deborah Hill, and she said, 'Dennis, I just wanted you to know that John and I have sold our interest in the title Halloween, and unfortunately your script was not part of the deal.'" Carpenter and Hill had signed all of their rights away to Akkad, who gained ownership. He said, "I just went back to the basics of Halloween on Halloween 4, and it was the most successful." As Carpenter refused to continue his involvement with the series, a new director was sought out by Dwight H. Little, a native of Ohio who replaced Carpenter. Little had previously directed episodes for Freddy's Nightmares and the film Getting Even. On February 25, 1988, writer Alan B. McElroy, a native of Cleveland, Ohio, was brought in to write the script for Halloween 4. The writer's strike was to begin on March 7th of that year. This forced McElroy to develop a concept, pitch the story, and send in the final draft in under 11 days. McElroy came up with the idea of Brittany "Britty" Lloyd, Laurie Strode's daughter, to be chased by her uncle, who has escaped from Ridgemont after being in a coma for 10 years. Dr. Samuel Lewis goes looking for Michael with Sheriff Meeker. The setting of the place was once again in Haddonfield, Illinois. The character of Laurie Strode was revealed to have died, leaving Britty with the Carruthers family, which included Rachel, the family's 17-year-old daughter. Britty's name was later changed to Jamie, a homage to Laurie Strode actress Jamie Lee Curtis. On October 30th, 1988, Michael Myers, who has been comatose for 10 years since the explosion at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, is being transferred from Ridgemont Federal Sanitarium to Smith's Grove Sanitarium. During the transfer, when Michael overhears that he has a niece living in Haddonfield, he awakes, kills the ambulance personnel, and heads back to his hometown to kill her. Dr. Loomis, who also survived the explosion, learns of Michael's escape and gives chase once again. Loomis follows Michael to a gas station and diner where Michael has killed a mechanic for his coveralls, along with a female clerk. Michael escapes in a tow truck, hitting the gas pumps, causing an explosion, destroying Loomis's car in the process, given by Ridgemont, and disabling the phone lines. Loomis continues to pursue Michael on foot. Loomis then hitches a ride with a priest in a pickup truck. In Haddonfield, Laurie's daughter Jamie Lloyd suffers from nightmares about the Shape and is bullied at school for being the niece of the boogeyman. On Halloween night, her foster parents, Richard and Darlene, go to a party and leave their teenage daughter Rachel to babysit, forcing her to cancel a date with her boyfriend Brady. Rachel picks Jamie up after school to buy ice cream and a Halloween costume. Jamie decides on a clown costume when Michael suddenly appears to steal a new mask. He goes after his niece but flees when she screams in horror. That night, Rachel and Jamie are trick-or-treating. Michael breaks into Carruthers' house and kills the family dog. Loomis arrives in Haddonfield to warn the new sheriff, Ben Meeker, that Michael has returned. As they search for the girls at the power station, Michael throws an electric worker into a transformer, plunging the entire town into darkness. He proceeds to kill most of the town's police force, prompting the locals to form a lynch mob. Meeker and Loomis find Rachel and Jamie and take them to the sheriff's house, where Brady is having an affair with Meeker's daughter Kelly. They barricade the premises as Loomis departs to find Michael, who has already snuck in the house. The lynch mob accidentally kill a teenager who they thought it was Michael. After Meeker leaves to respond to a shooting, Michael kills Brady, Kelly, and a deputy as Rachel and Jamie flee to the attic and onto the roof. Rachel lowers Jamie down to safety but is attacked by Michael, falling to the ground and losing consciousness. Pursued by Michael, Jamie runs down the street and runs into Loomis. They seek shelter at a school, but Michael finds them and tosses Loomis through a glass door. He chases Jamie through the school until she falls down a flight of stairs. Michael prepares to kill her when Rachel reappears and subdues him with a fire extinguisher. The lynch mob arrive and agrees to help the girls get out of Haddonfield. Along the way, they meet a lone trooper who tells them there's a substation up the road where they'll be safe. Michael, who has been hidden underneath their truck, climbs aboard and kills the men, including Earl. Rachel takes the wheel and throws Michael out of the truck and rams into him. Meeker and Loomis arrive with the rest of the lynch mob at the state police while Jamie approaches her uncle and touches his hand. As he rises, Meeker and the others shoot him until he falls down an abandoned mine. Back at the Carruthers house, Darlene goes upstairs to run a bath for Jamie when she is suddenly attacked. Loomis hears her cries and she sees Jamie in her clown costume holding a pair of bloody scissors, reminiscences of when Michael killed her older sister. Rachel, Richard, and Meeker look on in horror as Loomis sobs, realizing the evil inside of Michael has infected Jamie. That's the end of the movie. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, released in the United States on October 21st, 1988. Despite mostly negative reviews from critics, the film grossed $17.8 million domestically on a budget of $5 million to make. It has developed a strong cult following since its release and has enjoyed positive reappraisals in the years since the movie was released. The film begins the Thorn trilogy story arc, which will be continued on Halloween 5 the following year, and Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers in 1995. The overall rating for Halloween 4, Michael Returns, is a 60 out of 100. You know, over 2 decades since after its release, the film received some positive reception from reviews by online horror-centric websites such as JoeBlow.com. JoeBlow.com said, "The movie is tight, has good murders, and kicked my butt ending. The Shape is back and in good form." This was his favorite Halloween movie next to the first one. IGN declared that Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, stands out as the second best film in the entire series. In 2017, Davey Connor, now going by the name of Alan Smithy as of 2023, writing for Dread Central, said that Halloween 4 is a strong sequel horror film and Halloween movie. And DVD Talk said despite its flaws, Halloween 4 is one of the best slasher films of the 80s, standing out in an era where the subgenre was in steep decline. But if you want to know my thoughts on this, I was really surprised that they did this Thorn trilogy, with the start of the Thorn trilogy arc, and there was no Jamie Lee Curtis in sight. Thankfully, Jamie Lee Curtis returned for Halloween H2O 20 years later, so I guess I'm going to get too pissed off over that, right? This is it for this week's Joe Lum's movie review. See you next week.
No.